You know who else we spoke to just a few minutes before coming on air? Maryland Governor Wes Moore. We asked him about what is going on with this storm and what lessons have been learned since the last one. Governor Moore, you keep him warm in Annapolis at the government house or what?
We're keeping warm, but we're staying close with all of our emergency personnel who are just doing a spectacular job. Once again, the Maryland state authorities and all of our first responders are on the spot. And so the thing that we're just asking right now is that for people to stay warm and stay inside and stay home and just give our first responders and give the crews the room that they need to do their jobs.
Yeah, for sure. Can you just give us an idea of what Monday morning is going to look like in the state of Maryland? I know that some school districts have already pulled the plug for tomorrow. Others are doing the virtual learning. What are the state government agencies going to look like? How does Monday look in Maryland?
Well, we know we're going to have heavy snow that is going to last through the night. What people are seeing right now when they go to bed, it will look different tomorrow morning. While I know that individual jurisdictions throughout the state will have different type of conditions, I know a lot of local jurisdictions have already made moves when it comes to canceling or delays. What we've had for our state workers is we have our state workers that will be working on liberal leave. And so for the ones that can, we'll make sure that all the functioning of state government can still happen. But we do want people just to be mindful that if they can stay off the roads, they should stay off the roads.
Yeah, let those crews do the work that they so desperately need to do. Gov, I got to ask you, a lot of county transportation departments and public works departments at the county level, they weren't too popular during this past snowstorm in January. We get it. The precipitation was a lot different. The temperatures were a lot lower. It was just ridiculously cold for weeks upon weeks after the storm. What lessons were learned from that storm in January? Was it simply we just don't have enough manpower, we need to hire more contractors to plow the roads? Is it a communications thing? What lessons were learned in January that are going to be applied to this snowstorm?
Well, I think there are a lot of important lessons learned. We're really proud of how all of our state operators were able to get all the state roads cleared and to be able to make sure that people had what they needed. One thing that we are continuing to urge from our local jurisdictions and our local populations is we're just making sure we're staying in close touch with them, that if they need additional supports, that we are here to help. Now, this storm is going to be a little different than the last one, where we are already going to see that starting tomorrow, where the temperature is just going to be much warmer. We're going to be in the mid to high 30s. In the next couple of days, we're going to be up in the 40s and the 50s. So that is different than what we saw from the storm weeks ago, where we were down in the teens, and that lasted for a period of weeks, which really turned everything into ice, which made it more complicated.
Governor Moore, I'm running out of time, but I know that you are a dad of two. When you're not governing the state, what is your favorite snow day activity?
Oh, one of the great things about Annapolis we've learned is that there are some really nice hills around here. Yes. So we're able to get some good sledding in and some sledding where you don't have to drive to get there. And so that's the thing we're urging people. If you do have a delay, or if you do have some time off with the family, if you have some good hills around where you live, take advantage of it. But just please don't drive to get there. Hopefully you have some hills around where you live.
Meet me on Main Street, downtown Annapolis. All right?
Sounds good.
Governor Moore, thanks so much.